Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave. Frank from Cleveland. Couple crazy things for you today. Saying Kenny Pickett gets traded. Joe Flacco starts. Eventually, he gets benched. Now, would it be crazy to, give Sanders a series of downs, then give Gabriel Dillon a series of down and rotate them guys in and out so the defense doesn't know who to prepare for? Number two, I'm expecting big things from this defense this year. If you look on paper, that thing's pretty stacked. And three, the running back room, I'd go with the two rookies. Jerome Ford don't know how to run through nothing. He's a salary cap casualty in my books. So you got Sampson, you got Junkins, Nick Chubb. You can run the wishbone with them three. And I'd rather have Nick Chubb going for 3rd and 2 than the Jerome Ford. All right, I love you, brother, and thanks for taking my calls.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome Scott Petrak back in. Scott, so the question was about rotating the quarterbacks if they trade Pickett and then the rookies. You trade Pickett, Flacco gets benched. It's awfully tough to, especially with rookies, to do one series with one and one the other. Cadence is different. You got to have all 11 together. And I understand folks loving Nick Chubb. I don't think they would bring him back to be the 3rd running back. And I don't think Nick Chubb wants to be the 3rd running back either.
Yeah, start with the running backs. I agree with you. I just think that's a tough spot to put Nick into. I agree that on 3rd and 2, I prefer Nick Chubb over Jerome Ford, but I think Judkins probably gets that carry anyway. And I think Jerome Ford overall is a better 3rd down back out of, catching the ball and at least compared to who Nick was last year. And then the quarterbacks, I've always hated the idea of rotating quarterbacks. I didn't like it in college, forever ago when Ohio State did it with Stanley Jackson and Joe Germain. I didn't like it. I don't like the idea in the NFL at all. Even when, people talk about, oh, you got a package for this guy or a package for that guy. I don't like that. I think your starting quarterback should be out there just about every snap. Now, the quarterback sneak is a little different. But I just think the quarterback should be out there all the time. And I certainly wouldn't rotate 2 rookies.
Yeah, take us through you got cut off with a little bit when you were talking about Gabriel, the size matter. The other thing that I've said, and tell me if you agree, we're not going to know if the size is an issue in the NFL until the regular season. I don't think you can even tell in a preseason game.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think you can tell better in the preseason than you can in OTAs. I think you can tell better in training camp than you can in minicamp because there is some contact. You do have some full-on rushing. Now, there's no quarterback sacks, but you get Myles Garrett coming off the edge. You get Mason Graham putting his hands up in the air. You can get a little bit of feel for that you don't get at all in 7-on-7s. But yeah, preseason is a huge step up, and then regular season's another giant step. So the Browns are going to have to let's say they have Dylan Gabriel as their starter week 1 or whenever it is. They're going to have to see him be outstanding in all the other areas to convince themselves that when the action is at its fever pitch and there's giant bodies bearing down on him, that he's going to be able to still see what he needs to see and find the lanes that he needs to find.